What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the Mattel Masters of the Universe Turtles of Grayskull Wave 3 figures. So in this wave, we've got Michelangelo, so he looks pretty cool with his He-Man here. So he's got a wig on, making him look pretty cool. So that also rounds out our turtles. So we now have all 4 turtles. And to go along with him, we have Teela, so awesome to have her. So she, again, like her dad, Man-at-Arms, she has, just her normal outfit, but then has turtle shell designed armor on top of it, which looks cool. Then we also have Casey Jones, so he also came through. And again, he has more like Masters of the Universe type gear on, so they look cool, especially to go in his bag with all the different weapons he comes with. And finally, we have Skeletor that has more of like the samurai armor on, so he looks pretty cool as well. Love this design for Skeletor. So all 4 of these look really cool, and I'm excited to check them out. So let me get them open out of the box, and we'll take a look at them together. And let's start off with Michelangelo, who's the captain of Cowabunga, and he wants to become the most powerful turtle in the universe, so he puts on a blonde wig to emulate Eternia's greatest hero, He-Man. So Michelangelo's cool here, again, finishing off our turtles, so we now have all 4, and he looks pretty cool, so as it said, wants to be like He-Man, so looks a lot like He-Man. Of course, we have our normal Michelangelo-ness with our green skin, so he's definitely got the brightest skin out of all 4 turtles, so nice bright green skin with his orange, so of course Michelangelo, so we get the headband there around his head, so that's showing there, and then also some orange thrown in with his outfit, especially with the armor, the wristbands and everything, so that's pretty cool. But as I mentioned, he puts on a He-Man wig, so we just get a blonde wig that goes on his head that you can easily take off, so you just have normal Michelangelo there if you want, with his nice big smile and again the orange headband. But it's just cool that it adds a little detail of this like swooped haircut there trying to be He-Man. Then we get a chest plate that looks like He-Man's. I want to say more like his battle armor design, but instead of the H has the M design, of course, for Michelangelo. We get some of this metallic orange bands there wrapped around his chest and going over to the shoulders where he has like the turtle shell design shoulder pads. We get a belt around the waist with some fur underneath, then additional belt piece hanging down here with the turtle shell design on that, so that's pretty nice, hanging down in the front and the back. We had the orange bands around his wrists as well, and then he has some of the fur boot design, just obviously they have the turtle feet sticking out from the bottom, but still has the fur wrappings and everything going up the leg just like He-Man does. So overall it's carrying out that He-Man look for Michelangelo here. But we can do the movement, so his head will twist around. Of course, the headbands in the back kind of get in the way, but he can twist around and look down that far and up that far. So pretty decent movement, just can't get all the way because of those headbands. Then we get the shoulders that do come up to 90. We'll rotate all the way around. We get the single elbow joint that bends to close to 90 at least and has a rotation. Wrist will twist all the way around and hinge back and forth. We get a twist all the way around at the waist, so it'll twist around there, and then the hips will come up that far out to the side. The single knee joint back again somewhat close to 90 with rotation, a shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So as the standard MOTU Origins movement, so nothing out of the ordinary or different there. And then of course we get his accessories. So first off, we do get his turtle shell, so we get the shell that we can put onto his back, so he has the grip piece on there, so we can store this on his back. So there, Michelangelo of course has his turtle shell, which he needs, and as you see, it does have the grip on the back there. So with that, we can take like his nunchucks and we can stick them in the back, so those can be stored in the back there, so we can just keep one of his sets of nunchucks back there. So that's pretty cool. And of course we get another set as well, so we can put this into his hand, so we can give him the nunchucks just like that. So we have like normal looking Michelangelo there, but we can also take that turtle shell back off, and it has a grip inside, so we can put this into his hands as a shield. So there's Mikey with the turtle shell as a shield now, so he has that for defense. But I think for me, I'll take it out of his hand, put it back on his back, and then put the other set of nunchucks in his hand. And there's Mikey with his 2 nunchucks, so classic Mikey design there, holding both of those. So that looks pretty cool overall for Michelangelo. But as I said, we now have all 4 turtles, so let's go and bring them in. And there's our 4 turtle brothers together, so we also got Leonardo, Raphael, and Donatello thrown in with Mikey now. So we have all 4 turtles with their Masters of the Universe outfit designs, which are pretty cool. So very cool to finally finish off the turtles for this line. I think they all look really cool. It's cool to have their designs mixed in with the Masters of the Universe and then adding their colors to it, so they each have their signature colors in with their outfit, which is really cool. So it's awesome to add Michelangelo to the group. And next up we have Teela, which is the warrior goddess, and she's the last line of defense for Eternia after the heroes disappeared. And she meets the 4 turtles and provides them with Eternian gear, and she upgrades herself with shell armor. So she looks cool. Of course, underneath we do get our basic sort of Teela design. Nothing really new or out of the ordinary there, but then she has this extra armor on top with a lot of the turtle shell design. And much like other characters, has more of like this tealish color to it, the nice metallic teal with some orange thrown in as well. So she gets this helmet design on top top, which it's kind of weird how it comes to the point. It just kind of looks weird and awkward with like the blades up top. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a shredder style helmet, but it still looks cool with the turtle shell design with the green and like this orangish yellow color. Of course, we had her hair sticking out of the back there as well that you can twist around or get however you want in position there, but just looks like Teela underneath. Looks like, especially if we take the armor, we could obviously pop all this off and it'll just be like a basic Teela except for a helmet. The helmet does not come off. It looks like it should because there's a lot of hair design in there, but once you start to get up around the head, it's glued on and it looks like some of the head is missing. So you could pop the helmet off, but then she'd look really weird. But then we get her chest armor as well. So a nice big chest piece again in that teal color, all segmented out and looks like the turtle shell design going up onto the shoulders with this white piece as well. So some white fur hanging there down off the back. And then we get her bare arms, mostly just the bands around her arms and then forearms there with these gauntlet pieces that easily pop off. So again, looks like normal teal there, but then we can pop these gauntlet pieces on with the spikes on it. Again, very like shredder related there. Then the belt around the waist with the green cloth and of course some like plastic chains hanging around on there for the belt around their waist. Then bare legs all the way down to her normal boots, so brown boots with the white fur at the top of them. So it looks pretty good. This is probably not one of my favorite designs just because it just looks, I want to say, awkward or weird to me, but I still think she looks cool all armored up, just not a design I would prefer for her, but I think she looks fine. But we'll do the movements. So our head will twist. It shouldn't be able to go all the way around, probably because like the hair and everything, but twist side to side, look down, look up that far. So a little bit of movements there. Shoulders up, yeah, up to 90 and can rotate all the way around within there. Her gauntlet pieces keep falling off. Then we get the single elbow joint there to 90 with the rotation. The wrist will twist all the way around and hinge back and forth. Twist all the way around at the waist. The hips will come up to 90 and out to the side. She can do the split. So nice figure design for her. More movements than the normal turtles get. Then the single knee joint back with the rotation. Shin twist at the top of the boot and the foot flex back and forth and twist side to side. So as I said, she has a little bit better movements than the normal figures have. It's just the only annoying thing is that these gauntlets keep falling off of hers because they're just sort of clipped on around it, so a little bit of movement and they fall right off. For accessories, she comes with the shell shield as well, so we have the nice shield design in the same color with the orange outline around it for the turtle shell design. It also has the peg, so we can peg this into her back. Now of course she does have this piece we may have to take off to plug it into her back, but let's go and just put this into her hand. So there's the shield in her hands, and then she also comes with a size sword, so much like Raphael had. So the nice sword design with the pieces coming off the side to make it look like a sai. So let's put this in her other hand. So there she's got the sword and shield now, which looks pretty good. So overall, nice design for Teela. Of course, like I said, underneath we still get the basic Teela design. Just on the exterior, she now has all this turtle shell armor, which looks pretty cool. And to go along with her, we also have her dad of Man-at-Arms, and again in his turtle shell armor design. So of course the colors don't match or anything, at least have similar like orangish color there, but it's still cool to have both of them now in their turtle shell armor, which looks pretty cool, and especially for this Teela. And next up we have Casey Jones, the one-man weapon rack. Now in Eternia, Casey loads up on Castle Grayskull's best weaponry to fight against Krang and Shredder. And he looks cool here. I love this design. Of course, they like the face design makes him look all nice and suave. You know, a very handsome looking guy, especially for this cartoony like design. But then we get his outfit. So he does have this blue shirt on. So this blue shirt, you know, just all in the center there with bare arms. Of course, has the arms with like the brace pieces there on his hands in silver. Has black fur underwear with the silver belt, the gray pants, since he always likes to wear like sweatpants and stuff. They gave that design to him all the way down to his feet, so he has like tennis shoe like designs. At least they're, you know, the normal Masters fur and wrappings, but I like how they're painted to look more like tennis shoes, so especially white at the bottom and then have the straps going up, you know, could be like shoelaces and then green at the top for the fur there. Then he has some armor as well, so he loads up on some armor, so he has like a Duncan knee pad there and the nice metallic orange, and then he has this nice shoulder piece, so belt with straps going up over to the shoulder with a big turtle shell design and some fur around it there. So overall he looks cool, but of course comes with more accessories to make him more like Casey, but just this base form here, I think he looks relatively cool. But we'll do the movements, so his head twist all the way around. You look down that far and up that far, so about the same movements as usual. Shoulders up to 90, rotate all the way around. Get the single elbow joint with the rotation. Wrist will twist around, hinge back and forth. Twist all the way around at the waist. Hips come up that far and out to the side. Single knee joint back with the rotation. There's a shin twist at the top of the foot. We'll move to this one. So at the top there, and the foot flex back and forth and twist side to side. So once again, your standard MOTU movements, especially for the men, and looks good overall. Now for accessories, again, we get a lot of Casey Jones related stuff, but more made for the Eternian design. So first we get his face mask. So instead of like the normal hockey mask, we get this mask that looks a lot like Ram Man's mask, or at least one of his helmet designs. So we can put this onto his head, the more give him, that goalie mask design, but again, more Eternian design now. A lot of times Casey's pictured wearing like a goalie glove on his hand. Well, we get a glove this time. Of course, it's this big hand. It looks like Fisto. I can't remember the samurai guy or the ninja guy that has a hand, the bad guy that has Jitsu maybe, that has a hand like this, but in again the metallic orange color there. So with this, we can put this onto his hand. So there it adds like that goalie glove design to his hand. So we get that big hand on there now. And then he always has a golf bag full of extra weapons. So we get that as well. So we get this design. Of course, it doesn't look exactly like a normal golf bag. It's got this handle on the side, this grip here that we can put a weapon in, and it has some spikes all over. It looks very much like a MOTU design for that. But it's got the pegs that we can peg it into his back. So just pegs on the back there like normal. So we have that we can store weapons in now. And speaking of weapons, we do get a number of them. So first we just have the spear, again, normal like Eternian weapon. So the spear we've seen multiple times before. We'll just go and stick them in there as we get them. He comes with a sword. So just the standard sword. We've seen this with multiple MOTU figures. And we'll store this into his back. We also get a battle axe, but it's in this nice green color. Almost looks like an ooze design. Nice and smooth and everything. Looks pretty nice just overall with its design. And to go along with it, we also get a hockey stick. So again, Casey comes with a lot of hockey stuff, especially hockey sticks. This looks more like a goalie stick with that stick is. But again, in green with the spikes coming off the side. Looks pretty cool. And with these, they do actually connect together. So you can actually connect those into this bigger weapon if you want there. But I think I'll just store these in his bag as well. And he does also have this extra grip piece, like I said, on the side. So maybe we'll just store the axe there just to actually put something in the back there so it's hanging in that grip piece. And finally, the weapon I think I'll give him is a war hammer. So he comes with this big like sledgehammer looking design. Nice skull on top of there. Looks cool overall. So I think I'll put this into his hand. So there's Casey now with the goalie glove, the war hammer, and the weapons on his back. So he has a bunch of weapons to access at any point in time. So I think overall he looks really cool. I wish the bag, of course, weighs him down so it keeps falling back. So you have to worry about that. But I think overall the rest of his look just looks super cool. So I really like this design of taking Casey and his normal stuff, but just then MOTUing it or switching over to Eternian design stuff. I think looks pretty cool, and just love the look of this Casey overall. And our final figure today is Skeletor, the Samurai of Destruction. Now, Skeletor has tried to defeat He-Man many times, but has always failed. That was until he met Krang, and Krang helped him to take care of He-Man, leaving a path for him to take the power of Grayskull. So Skeletor looks cool here. So it's Skeletor with more of a samurai design, but I like this a lot because of the bright green color. So it's a bright like neon green. I wouldn't be surprised if it glows in the dark. I didn't see anything about it glowing in the dark, but just because the sort of palish bright green that it is, it makes me think of glow in the dark. But we get Skeletor's head there, so just like his normal skeleton head with the yellow face, of course red eyes there in the black. Looks pretty nice for that. But then has the samurai helmet on top. I love how it has the ram design up on the head, but then has the spikes as well and the segmented armor there. Looks pretty nice with the silver and again that green design. He's got a cloak hanging around his neck, so it looks like nice fur piece here in black hanging there to the back, sort of blowing in the wind. We get the relatively normal Skeletor color, so he has this bluish sort of purple skin, which looks nice, but then the samurai armor, so we have his chest plate on the top. So we get his chest plate on there with like the bat design on it. Looks pretty nice coming out to the shoulder pieces. He's got some gauntlets on his arms with some spikes on it, again in all this green and black color, and then the skirting around his waist, again the segmented samurai design there. Looks pretty nice on the back and front. Again, purple legs going down with the black underwear piece there. Then he has some armor here on his legs. So on the front of his legs, nice silver armor. We've seen that before. And then down to his normal Skeletor feet there. So that looks pretty normal. So obviously like this is a cool looking figure, like really cool design, but it's like one that doesn't really stand out the most. That's the thing with like the bad guys. They don't really seem to look the coolest compared to all the good guys. He just looks like Skeletor wearing some armor. Like this could have actually been in the series, but it's for this Turtle Grayskull line. So it's hard to really see the turtleness of it, mostly because it's just samurai armor. But for movements, the head will twist all the way around. You can look down that far and up that far. So again, not much movement because of all that's going on. Shoulders come up to 90 and rotate around. Single elbow joint bends with rotation. Of course, his armor's falling off. Wrist will twist all the way around and hinge back and forth. Twist around at the waist. The hips will come up and out to the side. Get the single knee joint back with rotation. Shin twist at the top of the boot. and then the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So again, exact same movement, so nothing out of the ordinary there. Like I said, the only annoying thing with this is that his armor, especially on his arms, keep falling off so much like that Teela did. But for Skeletor accessory wise, we do get a canister of ooze, so we get a little canister here with the ooze in it, which is pretty cool. It's really skinny, obviously it'll fit into the hand, but it just looks pretty small and stuff, but nice to have that included. And then he also comes with a Kasurigama, so we get a chain linked up commas there, and I love how they have the ram head design on them as well, so of course taking inspiration from his Havoc staff, so that's pretty cool. And we can put this into his hands. So there I just put the weapon in his hand like that. Didn't really know how to pose him up with this for sure, but I think that looks pretty cool for Skeletor overall. And to go along with Skeletor, we do have some of our other bad guys. So we have the Beastman in his samurai armor, and then of course Shredder with his more Hordak inspired armor. So there we've got our 3 bad guys so far from the series, which look pretty cool. Like I said, I really like the look of the Skeletor, but to me it could just look like it was from the series, like him wearing like a samurai style armor, because there's nothing really, like I said, that screams Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles out to me besides the samurai design, but I think he does look really cool. Well, that's going to be it for our Masters of the Universe Origins Turtles of Grayskull Wave 3 set, where we got Michelangelo, Teela, Casey Jones, and Skeletor, all with pretty neat designs. I love this collaboration a lot. I like a lot of the neatness going on, especially with like the Michelangelo, Teela, and Casey taking our turtles, adding some MOTU designs to it. It just looked pretty cool with that. And like a Skeletor, a very cool looking Skeletor, it just doesn't seem very turtleish to me, mixing in with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But overall, I think they all look pretty cool. Like I said, super excited though that we got Mikey to at least finish off our 4 turtles, which is really cool. So an awesome wave overall. Let me know what you thought of it though down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know what that like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.